You guys 5 things you didn't know about the map Origins. Now this map has been out for 2 years, but you might be surprised about some things that you actually did not know, and I think most of this you did not know. If you know all of these things, goddamn, you are a really big Origins fan, and if that's the case, I would still appreciate it if you would leave a like just to make my effort worth it. But anyways, let's jump into the first thing that you did not know about Origins. So that is a crazy place. A crazy place is really crazy with all of the walls. We all hate them. We wish that was just like a space where you had no walls. Most of us know that after we do the Easter egg, we get rid of these walls, and it's a really cool place to train, and also a very easy place to train. Now what most of you guys probably do not know is that the crazy place does only turn crazy as soon as you pick up the first crystal in that crazy place. So that means if you are not going for building the staffs or anything that has to do with the Easter egg, you can just leave the crystals in there and you can just train in the crazy place. There will be no walls. As soon as you pick up that first crystal, then the walls will start going crazy, and as soon as you're done with the Easter egg, it will reset to the beginning. But yeah, you can actually choose to play Origins without any staffs, without any Easter eggs, and you will still be able to train in the crazy place. And of course, that's another really fun thing to switch it up. I just did that a day ago and I had really a lot of fun, and I didn't know it until then, so I suggest you try it out if you haven't known about this yourself. But let's move on. The second thing you didn't know is actually 2 things combined that really aren't that big. Now first of all, no carpenter on the map. I have no idea why that is how it is, but that's just how it is. Treyarch decided not to put carpenter on this map, and I don't get it. I know in the No Man's Land there's not a lot of barricades really, but still I don't really understand why carpenter has to be removed. Actually, I do think I know why they did it. They added the zombie blood, and so that reduces the chances of you getting a max ammo, and maybe they wanted to compensate that just by removing one of the other drops. And carpenter is just one of the most useless drops, and so I'm glad they did it with that. We all don't like that drop, so I don't complain. But anyways, the other thing that I wanted to mention in this second spot is that the robot at the beginning of the game, there's this robot that stands on top of the spawn room. Now this robot, you think that's Thor, so that's the robot that always walks across the spawn area, but it's actually not him. And why do I think that? You might think I'm crazy, but Thor actually walks a little bit more to the right, and he never ever again steps on that spawn room. So there might actually be a 4th robot, or this might just be Thor that in the beginning of the game steps on the spawn room just for once, and then he never goes there again. But that's just an interesting thing I figured out and I saw in the game. No idea why they decided to do it that way. Let's move on to the third spot. So the third thing you didn't know about Origins, and I think you didn't know that about Origins because the chances that this occurs are very low, and that is can actually dig a ray gun or a ray gun Mark II from underground. Now for this you need of course the golden shovel, and for the ray gun Mark II you even need to be in a zombie blood, and you also need to have the Vengeance DLC. And still, if you have all these things, it still has a very low chance, and it never ever happened to me. Now unless you played Origins a bunch of times, which I did, I never occurred to me, or you just were a really zombies fan and looked that up, you probably didn't know that. Also, you might have not known that the ray gun Mark II is actually obtainable from the box, also if you do not have the Vengeance DLC. It does though reduce your chances a lot if you do not have the Vengeance DLC, but that was still quite interesting. I found people that got the ray gun Mark II and they were really surprised because they never bought the DLC with Buried. So that's number 3 spot. Let's move on to the 4th thing you didn't know, and that is that you can actually get the G-Strikes from the box. So what are the G-Strikes? Those are what we mostly call the airstrike grenades, and now you can only get those from the box if you have already got it with the Easter egg. So if you get the airstrikes with the Easter egg and you go down or you trade them in for monkeys, you can actually still get them from the box. Now I think this only applies to the player that actually did the Easter egg and not to the other 3 players, so only that person can get the airstrikes back as soon as they lose it. So don't worry guys, you don't have to do the Easter egg all over again. You don't have to do nothing, just hit the box a few times. I actually got it back very quickly, as you can see here. But yeah, another thing that I wanted to put into this 4th spot, because this is also a really small thing, is something regarding the ice staff parts. So we all know the ice staff parts can only be dig from underground when it is snowing. Now what most of us also know is that each of the parts spawn in 3 different areas. One of the parts always spawns somewhere in the spawn area, one of the parts can only be dig up in the No Man's Land, and the last part can only be dig up by the church area. Now there's one more thing you might have not known yet, and that is a really common misconception. A lot of people leave the dig spots open for the snow runs because they think if there's more spots to dig, there's a higher chance for them to get the ice staff part, and that is actually not true at all guys. If there's only one dig spot at the church for example, and it is snowing, you will always get the staff apart from that one, and you never need to save up any dig spots at all. Now you might think there's sometimes 0 of these dig spots, and that is also never the case, because every single round 3 dig spots spawn and 1 of them spawns in each area, so you will never come across this problem and you will never have to save up any dig spots. That's what a lot of people don't even know, and they save up dig spots, and it's not a good idea, because you should just go for that golden shovel. Also for the drops or all the stuff that you get from these dig sites, you shouldn't save them up for anything. That's not what they are meant to. So that was the 4th thing that you might have not known yet or didn't know. And moving on, we have the last thing for today's video, and that is going to be you can get free drops every single round when using the tank. So how does this work? First of all, what you have to do for this to work is you have to build a lightning staff, or at least you have to get all of its parts. So this does not work if all of the 3 parts are still in the locations where you get them with the tank. This only works if you have already built the staff. So as soon as you have built the staff, once around you can use the tank to go to these places where you picked up the staffs initially, and there will be a drop every single time. Now this only works once around, and the drops don't appear until you use the tank. You can't see them before you use the tank. So this might actually quite an effective method to get max ammos in the later rounds. Just use the tank once on a round and see if it's there. Most of the time you will get a zombie blood or a fire sale, though. As you can see here, I got 2 fire sales in that one run. Also, a little side tip, if you did not know, you can pick up both of the lightning staff parts on one of the tank routes in one run. You don't have to go around the map 4 times or anything. With stamina up, it is very easy to do, but it's even possible without that. You just have to hurry when you drop off the first part, and then you just gotta hurry, get back on the tank before it goes across that tank route ledge, so you can make it over there. And so I failed at the last drop here, you can see, but it doesn't matter. I already had a fire sale and I didn't need it anyways. This is just to show you guys that this actually does work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know Origins has been around for a long time, and I've seen a lot of videos regarding this map and things you might have not known. These are some of the things that weren't really mentioned, and I thought they were quite interesting. Let me know if you want me to do this with different maps. I would definitely love to do it, and it also would be really fun for me to do that. So just let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. Leave a like for this video if you did enjoy that. We're getting slowly toward the next goal of 300 subscribers. If you want to help me out with that, make sure to subscribe for more awesome zombies content. Like this video, and I will also be doing videos like this once Black Ops 3 comes out. But anyways guys, this has been Zombie Magnum, and I'm out of here.